Hello, welcome to Physics. I am teacher Phoebe, and today we'll learn how to check our electricity consumption in our electric bills and calculate our usage from our appliances and gadgets. So here is a sample electricity bill. And as you know, we have many informations here that we need to understand. So as you see here in the first part, we have here at the top left corner we see the information as to where we can contact or which number we can call if we have questions or inquiries about our bill. Below that is the account customer information. So there is an account ID, name of the customer, premise address, and the billing address of the customer. So these informations are very important whenever we will have business transactions such as payments or inquiries about our bill. Okay. Next is the metering information. This is the information where you will check if you wanted to know how much is the amount of your consumption for the whole month. So as you see here, there are actually three major informations or important informations that we can get from this. So we have here the service meter. It will show us the number of our meter, and it will show us also the service period, so period to and period from, and it will show us also our billing kilowatt hour, billed kilowatt hour. So it will give us the information as to how much kilowatt hour we use for the whole month. Underneath it is the information about updates or tips or news about electricity, about our bill. Okay, and at the very bottom of the paper, you will see the graph. Okay, and this graph will show you 13 months of usage, and it will also give you the average monthly usage for the 13 months. Now, the right part of our electric bill is about our billing statement. Okay, and if you have a previous balance, it will also show here at the top. And then next to that is the current charges. So this is a detail of why you are billed with that amount for that month. So at the bottom part of the current charges, you will actually see your current bill. So in our sample electric bill we have for the month of May 2020, and it's showing us this amount. Okay, so you're actually charged for four areas. First is generation and transmission. Next is the distribution of charges, other charges, and government charges. So for the generation and transmission, these are the charges that will go to the generation and transmission companies. Okay, for the distribution charges, this is the charge that will go to VECO or the electric company where you are enrolled in. So here in the distribution charge, under distribution charges, you will see also the cost or the price of per kilowatt hour, and it will give you your bill for your usage. So the cost of getting power from VECO. This will show in this area, this part. And you will also be charged for supply, so like the customer assistance or any other like collection services, any other services that's still under VECO. And then metering charge, so you will be charged for the reading of your meter monthly, and it will show in this part of your electric bill. All right, and the next is the other charges. So this is for the customer. You will be charged for this subsidy on Lifeline, Senior Citizen Subsidy, and NPC or PSALM adjustment. You'll be charged for that, but this goes back to the customers. Okay, so like discounts or any other services that the customer will get in the future, it will be taken from this part, from the amount that were collected from this part. And then the last is the government charges. So it will show all the charges Okay, that's underneath. It's under this part, this area, and it will give you the total. So if we're going to sum all the charges, the four areas, you will get your current bill, which is this amount. In our sample, we have 1,244.12 pesos. So that's the current bill for this electric bill. And by the way, notice that it will also show the total amount due, and it will give you the date of your last payment. It will give you the sum also of the previous balance and the current balance, which is this one. If you notice, there is a notice of disconnection here, so you have to take note always of the date as to when will be the payment due, so that you won't get a notice of disconnection. Okay, so the question here is that which part, or how will you know your usage for the whole month, and what is its price or cost equivalent? So let's go back to the metering information. This is where you will get your usage for the month in kilowatt hour. So if you see here, your billed kilowatt hour is 114. So this 114, this is from the present reading and the previous reading. So all you need to do is to subtract the present reading and the previous reading. This is from the reading in the meter. If you have there your meter with you, you can actually check that one and you can monitor it daily. So my tip is you read your meter at the same time every day. Like if you have read your meter today at 9 a.m., tomorrow you can also read it back at 9 a.m. so that you can have a consistent reading and consistent duration of time. Okay, so that's present reading minus previous reading, and you will get the difference reading, which is 114, and that will be your kilowatt hour for the whole month. So let's show that one here. Present reading minus previous reading, and that will give you your billed kilowatt hour, and that's for 1 month. Okay, so let's use the informations here. Let's check if we got it right. 799 minus 685. So the difference will be 9 minus 5 is 4, and then 1. Okay, so that is 114 kilowatt hour. But how much is this in peso? So you have to multiply this with the cost or the price per month. Okay, and that will give you your bill for the usage. So where do I get this information? You have to go back to the electric bill, and you see here distribution charge is 1.7506 per kilowatt hour. You can use this information, multiply that to 114 kilowatt hour. So 114 kilowatt hour times 1.7506. Okay, so we can use our calculator for this one. Times 1.7506. All right, and it will give us 199.5684. So we can round it off to the second decimal. So 7. So this will become 7. Okay, so this one is our bill for our usage. Okay, for using 114 kilowatt hour in a month. But of course, yeah, that's why we have that also here. But of course, you're not be billed only for that. You'll be billed for the other more charges such as generation, transmission, other charges, and government charges. So when you total that, you'll have this. Okay. Now let's go back to 114 kilowatt hour. We know that this one is our usage for the month. So this is our kilowatt hour usage for the month. Now, the question is, among the appliances and gadgets you have at home, let's say this is your usage. Among the appliances and gadgets you have, which of them, which among them contributes most or contributes more to 114 kilowatt hour? So we can do that by checking the power of our devices. So let's have an example. I have here a lamp. So this is a lamp. I have one lamp here. Of course, you have many lamps at home, but let's just have one as an example. And it shows here that this lamp has a power of 14 watts. Okay, 14 watts. So we'll use that one in our computation. 14 watts. And let's say the duration that you'll be using this in one day. So time is like 10 hours. So let's just say that you'll be using this for 10 hours in a day. But in a month, of course, you multiply that for 30 days. Okay. So in one day, you have, so let's just say one day. Okay. And so we will have 300 hours in 1 month. So you'll be using your lamp for 300 hours in 1 month. But in our electric bill, of course, we have to take note that we will be billed in kilowatt hour, not in watts, not in watt hour. So first, we have to convert watts to kilowatts. Watts to kilowatts. How do we do that? We will use the conversion factor. So we have 14 watts. We multiply it with the conversion factor. For 1 kilowatt, how many watts are there? So there are 1,000 watts. So if we're going to multiply that, 14 times 1 divided by 1,000, we will have 0.014 kilowatts. Right? And then this one, we will have to multiply it with 300 hours. Okay, so 0.014 kilowatts multiplied by 300 hours, and that's equal to how much? So we can use our calculator. 300 times 0.014. Alright, and that's equal to 4.2 kilowatt hour. Okay, so this is your kilowatt hour for 30 days for using the lamp. So using the lamp for 30 days, but how much is this in peso? So again, you go back to your electric bill and you multiply it with the cost. The cost is 1.7506 per kilowatt hour. So we multiply this. So 4.2 kilowatt hour times the cost. 1.7506. That's equal to, we'll use again your calculator. 0.2 times 1.7506 right? And that's equal to 7.35. 7.35. All right, so this one is your bill for the lamp, for using the lamp for 10 hours per day. Okay, so take note, this is the cost, the cost of that, of the distribution. Okay, so how about charging phones? How about if we have phones and we will charge it for 10 hours also? So how much will that cost us? Um, that actually depends on the charger. So I have here a sample charger. I'm using Huawei. So it will show in the charger some definitions. Mine will not show the watts. It will not show the watts, but it will show the output voltage and ampere. So let's have another sample here, charger. So for the charger, the output, it will show here, it's not clear, but it shows on my end 5 volts and 2 ampere. So 5 volts and then 2 ampere. So if you are given this information that we don't have the power right away, so we can use the formula P is equal to VI. So V is our voltage and I is our current in ampere. And what is the result of this one? We will get a watt unit. So that means we need to, once we have the watt unit, we still have to do some converting from watts to kilowatts so that we can get the kilowatt and can have kilowatt hour. Okay, so since we have 5 volts and 2 ampere here, we can use that. We have 5 volts times 2 ampere and we will have 10 watts. So 10 watts, we need to convert that to kilowatt hour. I mean kilowatt. So 10 watts multiply, there are 1000 watts in 1 kilowatt. So it will give us 0.010 kilowatts, right? And let's say your time of using or of charging your phone is 10 hours also. This will give us 300 per day. So this will give us 300 hours per month, right? In a month, you will be using 300 hours also for charging. So we will multiply this with 300 hours. So 0.010 kilowatt multiplied by 300 hours, and that's equal to 3. I think it's 3. 0.010 times 300. Alright, so that will give us 3. So this is now our kilowatt hour in 30 days, in 1 month, for charging the phones. But still, we have to multiply this one with the cost, which is 1.7506. And how much do we have to pay for charging the phones? 3 times 1.7506. And that will give us 5.25. Okay, so as you see, it will give us a different answer depending on the power that's needed or the output that will be produced for different devices that we have at home. So you can try solving other using other devices you have at home. You can try solving them using the sample using the calculations I showed you. So you can also check which among your appliances at home will cost you more. So from these two comparisons, we have here the lamp and charging phones. So we have here the lamp that will consume much of our, or will contribute much to our usage or to our electricity bill. So just based on this one, based on this calculation. Okay, so I hope that you learned something for today, and we'll see each other in the next video. So thank you for your time. Bye.